Hello, I'm Alexis McDaniel and welcome back to the Queen's Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing QK-PhilGood Strawberry Shortcake Parfait. The wonderful thing about this dessert is it's quick, it's simple, and it's cute, which is above all the most important thing. The different elements of this dessert, we're going to have a strawberry sauce as well as the strawberries, and then a creamy filling, and then some angel food cake. And we're going to put it all together and start layering it. The first thing that we're going to get started on is the strawberry sauce. I have my pan that I'm going to put the sauce in. I'm going to start off with 3/4 of a cup of sugar, just pouring it in, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then 1/4 cup of cranberry juice. Now the cranberry juice that I have is actually a cranberry peach, so it's going to add a little more flavor to it. But you can use whatever your favorite kind of cranberry sauce is. So I'm going to mix this together. I have it over medium heat. Now it's only going to take about a minute for this to get all mixed together. The next thing that I'm going to do is to add the strawberries. Now I have got the fresh strawberries because right now in Georgia is the perfect season for strawberries. They're absolutely wonderful. If it isn't in season, then you can just use the frozen kind and get about a 12-ounce bag of the frozen strawberries. I have cut these in half and taken the stems off, of course. And this is just 1 carton of strawberries, so it's about 16 ounces. Obviously, depending on how much you love strawberries, you can add a little more if you want to. So I'm just going to set these in here. And what we really want is the juices from the strawberry to mix in with this sauce that we're having. And it is just going to taste absolutely wonderful once we get done with it. Now we have all of our strawberries in the pan, and what we want is to bring it to a simmer, and then once it gets to that point, we're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. And it is going to smell absolutely wonderful in your kitchen during this 5 minutes. And just keep on checking on it every now and again to make sure that it's not boiling over. You just want it to be at a nice simmer. Now, while we're having the sauce being made, we're going to go over and make the cream filling. Now we're about to make the filling. Basically what this is going to be is a whipped cream, but we're going to add a little bit of zing to it. And what that's going to be is our strawberry Philadelphia cream cheese. So we're going to start off with 2/3 cup of heavy cream. And then to make that nice and sweet, we're going to put in 1/3 cup of powdered sugar. And then once we have all of that, we're going to start the mixer. You could just put it on a relatively low speed at the beginning just so the powder doesn't go everywhere. And then turn it up. And we're going to let this go for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. You don't want it to get too thick. You want it to get so the peaks start to form. So we're going to let this run for about a minute and a half. Okay, our whipped cream is made. Now, while you're making it, make sure you keep an eye on it because if you let it go too long, it's going to get all crumbly. We want a nice, smooth texture to it. Now, before we continue on, I'm going to take a little bit out of here because I'm going to use it as a whipped cream topping for the parfait. So we're just going to set that to the side. Now, I have my 8 ounces of strawberry Philadelphia cream cheese that I'm going to put in here. And this is going to give it a nice strawberry flavor. It's going to sweeten it up, which granted it is whipped cream, so it is sweet, but it's just going to add that nice strawberry flavor that we're trying to get since it is a strawberry shortcake. And what I'm going to do is just fold it in. I have been having it sit out so it's not cold straight from the refrigerator, which is good because it's going to mix really well. So I'm just going to kind of fold it in. You don't want to overmix it. Now I have the cream cheese and the whipped cream all mixed together, and I'm just going to leave this set out here on the counter. I'm going to move back over to the strawberry sauce that we were making. Now I had it going for 5 minutes and it's all combined. The juices from the strawberries have come out into the sauce. It smells wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And what you want it to do, because you don't want it extremely hot going into your parfait, you want to take it off the heat for a few minutes and let it set. So that's what we've done. And now instead of taking it out of here and then putting it into the parfait glass we're going to use, I'm actually going to pour it into a bowl so it's a lot neater when I do pour in the strawberries. So I'm going to do that. And if the pan has been sitting out, it might be a little hot still, so be careful when you do this. And the great thing about this sauce is if you're unfortunate enough to make too much, then you can use it for the extra angel food cake that you might have left over ice cream, anything, because it's just basically a strawberry sauce. It's wonderful. So I have it in my bowl. Now I'm going to bring it over here to begin making my parfait. So depending on what kind of glass you want, if you want a nice tall glass to put everything in or a smaller glass, because I know a lot of times the cute little small desserts are what's in right now. But right now I just have this nice little glass that we're going to put in. So what I'm going to start off with are the strawberries. Now, like I said before, we are going to layer it. So just get a nice spoonful and have it pretty much cover all of the bottom. And if you want some of that sauce to be there, that's fine. So we have our strawberries. Now the next thing that I haven't shown you guys yet is I just bought an angel food cake. I didn't make my own. I just bought it from the store. And what I've done is cut it up into little cubes. So that's going to be the next layer that we have. So I'm just going to, once again, throw it in so it covers enough up, covers all of the strawberries up. So we have layer number 2. And then the next thing that I'm going to put in is our filling, our strawberry cream cheese filling. And, you know, depending on how big your opening is, you just want to make sure that it doesn't get everywhere. And I'm actually going to grab a spoon here to help out. Because it's a cute little layered dessert, you don't want a mess everywhere. So we have that layer. And just keep layering it until you don't have any more layers to go. So we've done the middle. We're going to start again with the strawberries. And the great thing is, as you're putting the strawberries in, the sauce is getting on that angel food cake, and it's wonderful. Okay, I have finished layering in my glass. Now remember how I took out a little bit of the whipped cream before we added the cream cheese? What I'm going to do with that is use it as a topping on the parfait. Now, if you have one of those fancy whipped cream toppers, you can use that. I actually just have what you put the icing in to put on the cake, and I'm going to kind of put it around just so it has a little more nicer look to it than just plopping it down with a spoon. And then I'm going to put a few extra strawberries on top just so it looks nice and pretty and can drizzle down onto the top of the angel food cake that we have. And then I have a few mint leaves that I'm going to put on top, just as some pretty little garnishes. And then I had set aside a big strawberry that I kind of cut up as well, so I can put that on top too. So we have our QK-PhilGood strawberry shortcake parfait. And if you're ever feeling down or blue and you need a great dessert, this is definitely something that'll make you feel good. So thank you for joining us at the Queen's Kitchen today and making a royal meal. See you soon.